Alright.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Open Up.
Yo, why do we always laugh? Okay.
Welcome back.
Alright,
my name is Lucas,
My name is Michael.
and today we're going to be talking about kind of how we've been dealing with a lot of the anxieties around COVID, right? Especially with uncertain times kind of coming up. No one really knows what the future is going to bring. A lot of things are uneasy. Mental issues are at an all-time high. Kind of how we've been staying sane, some tips and stuff moving forward that people could do to really kind of just like help get through these tough times.
100%. And I feel like a lot of people that already are dealing with some sort of anxiety, that anxiety is going to be magnified with seasonal anxiety that some people suffer from, plus the anxieties of COVID. Because COVID's going to limit them to maybe not being able to do the things they would do to then help eliminate some of those anxieties. So today, we're just going to talk about some tips, some things that have been helping us, things that have been helping other people. And one big thing that I want to talk about is joining some sort of community-based anything. And when I say community-based, it's just a social social thing. And
Virtually,
exactly.
Course, right? Or depending on how things go. I mean, obviously, face-to-face interaction is always the first choice, but you can't. It's very limited with everything that's happening. So, just being able to keep social engagements virtually is extremely important.
Whether that's literally having for example, my college roommates, we have a group chat that we talk in every day, and randomly during the week, somebody will just call the group chat, and this sounds crazy, but it literally makes my week, because they're my boys, you know what I'm saying? And like just having a little social interaction, like sometimes we'll do like, Friday night real quick, let's all FaceTime. Like just doing like simple stuff like that allows you to have something to look forward to, that you can socially interact with in a safe manner. But even on like the other side, for example, my girlfriend started taking virtual Zumba. And if somebody said last year like, oh, we're gonna take virtual Zumba, in my head I'd be like, that's strange.
Yeah.
But she was out here doing her little pop lock drop it, and she was looking good, and she enjoyed it, and she had a good time. You know what I'm saying? And like one of her other friends took the class too. So then that was another social interaction that was quote unquote safe, that allowed her to feel better after, you know what I'm saying? Especially since the weather, at least in Massachusetts and New England, is starting to get a little colder. A lot of people would solve their internal anxiety by just going outside, just being out in fresh air, but now we're going to be limited. Not everybody in the world can do that now that the weather's becoming colder.
Yeah. So it's getting darker.
It gets dark at like 4 p.m.
There's a lot of variables, so like being outside on top of the anxieties of course bringing an illness back or something like that, like being outside is very limited. Obviously, like get outside if you can, go for walks, go for like hikes or something like that. Like being outside doesn't have to mean you're in a crowd of people, right? Like just kind of breathing fresh air from the outside world, but like doing stuff virtually is very much still a possibility, Like at work we have virtual happy hours where everyone kind of just comes and like shoots the shit, and I'm not a big drinker, so I'll bring like a water, but people will be like sipping their drinks and we're just shooting the shit for a little while, right? FaceTiming your friends, talking on the phone, I personally hate talking on the phone, but talking on the phone with whoever, and like joining Zumba classes, online workouts, just like online communities that allow you to have that social interaction still is very, very beneficial, and I think something else that's extremely beneficial is just realizing that like it's okay to not be doing things all the time. Like it's okay to rest. Like the world right now is going through an extremely tough time, and like for you to feel drained, for you to feel exhausted mentally, physically, for you to like not want to like pick up a habit of like knitting or whatever it may be, for you to just like chill is totally fine, right? Like lay in bed, read a book if you want to do that, play some video games if you want to do that, sleep all day if you want to do that. Like care for your health, your mental health first, and like that is completely okay. Like, don't be so harsh on yourself.
And it's also okay to like mindlessly scroll through social media and all that fun stuff too, but that can also negatively impact people, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
something that sometimes I feel, which isn't negative, everybody, you know, can do whatever they want, but like, someone's maybe on a trip, and then I may feel down on myself, being like, damn, I wish I was traveling, you know what I'm saying? Social media can also cause like not false, but like negative reactions. So like, making sure you're spending your time, like not being productive, but also just making sure you spend some of that non-productive time off social media.
And I think on the flip side of what I just said as well, like, yes, it is okay to just like chill and lay low, but also if you want to pick up something new throughout the time, that it's a great time to, right? If you want to learn a new skill, if you want to pick up knitting, you know, I'm just using that example already. If you want to learn to cook new things, if you want to
I'm gonna interrupt you right
stocks.
there. Literally, everybody I train at one point has said, "Oh, I can't cook because I don't have the time." Now is the perfect time to have all the time in the world to go cook. And you'd be surprised, I mean, I don't have to tell people this, but you'd be surprised at how much you can learn on YouTube or Google.
Everything.
Literally, first time I cooked a meal for my girlfriend, I was on YouTube. It was like 10-minute video. That shit came out fire. You know what I'm saying? Like, trying to pick up some sort of meal, I always YouTube like meal to cook in under 10 minutes. And you'd be surprised at how easy it is, you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't have to be something crazy.
Yeah.
It's just something, and you feel proud doing that, preparing it. It's better than ordering out. It's better than going out to eat, you know what I'm saying? Like, or in a safe stance, I mean. But just picking up random stuff, random skills. Another thing, you don't have to do this either, but like somebody I trained, he started learning how to make hardcovers for books. And this dude is like a big macho guy, and he, like, it's just a random thing. He's like, yo, I spend like 2 hours a day making hardcovers for all my books, and this is crazy, and like I would have thought I would do it, but I genuinely enjoy it, and I've connected with other book groups, and like in my head I'm like, okay, that's great, you know what I'm saying? But like it's a random thing that like he just tried, he was like, fuck it, and he discovered, and he really enjoys it, you know what I'm saying? So the moral of the story is, you may learn that you enjoy some random things, and you should try it out, because now is the time to try it.
Yeah, and it's like one of those things where, yes, this is an extremely difficult time that like no one really planned for, no one really knew that it was you couldn't tell that this was coming, like this is just a tough time. And I'm not gonna downplay anything, because it's serious, it's tough. But it's also, for once, people have the opportunity to really pause what they're doing and like reevaluate a lot of things, and like the world is at a standstill, right? So you have the opportunity now to like figure out new things, do new skills, learn something, or just kind of reevaluate your purpose or like what you want to do in the future and stuff like that. Because while it may seem like the end of the world now, this too will pass, you know, with time. It might be next year, it might be 2 years from now, it might be next month. Who knows? But it's gonna pass, right? So like we have more time to like actually do something, you know, than we've ever had before.
Take the time, you maximize this time, but when we say maximize, we don't mean like be as productive as possible. Just like take a step back, map out whatever you want to do. If you want to take time to go be more productive, whatever side thing you do, cool, do it. But just a vocal, we're just trying to provide a vocal reassurance of, listen, it's COVID, that's out of your control, never be upset over something that you can't control, but what are you going to do now that you're here? What are you going to do now that you have this extra time, or that you don't have all these social commitments? Like, keep yourself busy. You know what I'm saying? What are some like takeaways people can do? One, go on YouTube, learn how to cook. That's gonna be my challenge for you. Learn how to cook a 20-minute meal or a 10-minute meal off YouTube. You have any challenges?
I mean, I'm just gonna say, just like reach out to, you know, reach out to people, try to FaceTime people, try to keep the social interactions going, because that really is gonna make a huge difference. You know, that, I mean, I know that I've been getting a little anxious because I work from home, so it's like I'm just spending my entire days at home, and it's to the point where I'm just like super anxious being in my room. So I just like do my best to kind of like talk to people, reach out to people. Obviously just like go in my car, go for drives, whatever it may be, to like really help stay like there mentally. But like, just talk, stay busy, try to do what you can, right?
And communicate with others. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest thing is communicating with others. Make sure you're like following up, holding yourself accountable towards like putting your mental health first. Whether like you need to journal, meditate, whatever. I know we've talked about that. Seek out therapy. I know we talked about that a couple episodes back. But like put yourself first. Put your mental health first. Like really care for yourself. And like I said, this time is gonna pass. It will.
100%, bro. That was well put. Hey, that was well put. That's good. But anyways, yeah, hopefully you could have taken at least one thing out of here. I know we covered a lot of things, but COVID anxiety is real, and I honestly can get pretty sad when weather gets bad.
Yeah.
So just understand, seasons come and go, and a time will come where it'll get beautiful out again, but just make sure you keep yourself busy and be productive. And that's it.
Yeah. Thanks you guys for coming.
I always say you're welcome. I'm not saying you're welcome. Thank you again for joining in. Wait, what are we doing? Do a little piece?
Thanks for coming.
Whoa.
Thanks for joining us on another episode. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands. Care for your health.
He's at lunch. Drink more water.
Drink more water. Yeah.
And yeah. Thanks, y'all. Whew.